When I was in middle school, my best friend at the time wanted to introduce me to one of her friends. Despite my consistently telling her not to, she had sent him a picture of me to show him who I was, and without knowing a thing about me, his immediate response was, "She's pretty, but she's too dark." This was one of my many experiences that led me to study and become invested into the topic of colorism and how it affects the Black community. This past December, I traveled to Gambia, which is a small country in the western part of Africa. From my time there, I quickly realized that colorism and skin bleaching had become a growing phenomenon around there for years. Despite the harsh and harmful chemicals found in these creams, people still continue to use them with the goal of obtaining lighter skin. Some of the negative impacts these creams have are osteoporosis, thinning of the skin, kidney damage, and even skin cancer. It's alarming to see the lengths that people will go to just to fit the damaging ideas that have been placed onto people of color over the years. No matter what, people will still continue to use these skin lightening creams and not be satisfied with the result, which in the end is they're only hurting themselves and putting their own health in great peril. People always find themselves wanting more, and I'm not just talking about skin lightening creams. I'm talking about how people just want more money, more friends, and more things in general. And this leads me to talk about another experience that I had on my trip. While I was trying to enter the country of Gambia, we had to wait on the border of Gambia and its neighboring country, Senegal. While we were waiting on the border, there were beggars surrounding our car asking for food and money. Sadly, we didn't have any actual food or money on us, but what we did have was an extremely large bag of Halloween candy, which we quickly offered to the kids. And it was nice seeing their faces light up as we each gave them handfuls one by one, until one of the older boys, who was about 10 or 11, came and directed all of them away from the car. He then turned to us and said, "That is enough, thank you for everything." This was an extremely eye-opening experience for me, because it showed me that this small boy learned something at his young age that many people don't learn in their entire lifetime. How greed can sometimes be a huge problem in today's society, and no matter what, people always find themselves wanting more. This took me back to the advertisements that I would see for skin lightening creams and how the messages that we get around us encourage this idea as well. Because people always want more, many often find themselves ungrateful for what they already have. And we hear this concept all the time. How many of you have been told, be grateful for what you have? Many unknowingly forget about this concept of being appreciative and thankful, and in my opinion, it's a sign of privilege that we see but tend to look away from. Because of this, people turn a blind eye to this problem in society, which is detrimental because in order to fix a problem, it has to be acknowledged that there's an issue first. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't want more for yourself, or to treat yourself for that matter. I'm saying that once it becomes apparent that you have a problem that's hurting the mental or physical health of yourself or others, that's when something should be done. So before you scam someone into getting those sneakers you wanted, or take a big risk for cash that you don't need, think to yourself, what am I doing? How is this helping me? How is this bettering my personal growth? How is the media messages that I'm getting driving my wants and desires? And the most important question you should ask yourself is what I'm doing worth it? Throughout history, we've seen some of the world's biggest leaders go through any means to gain money, power, and fame. And in some cases, this even meant the cost of human life. Colorism and greed are only two examples of a much larger problem. People are often led to believe that striving for more is the key to happiness. But being grateful for what you have and who you truly are is what will truly make you happy. Thank you.
Fatou, Jammeh, ladies and gentlemen.